I have been building garden bed edging out of timbers for years. Here's how I do it and why it is so incredibly popular to define your lawn and your garden with lumber. Best things in life are natural. Okay, so what am I doing right here? This is the front of our flower bed. What I have done, off cut of a 2x4, another 2x4 going in this direction, and of course my carpenter's square. And to keep this all neat and tidy, so it doesn't shift around, I'm gonna take some spikes, mismatched, doesn't matter, drive them into the soil, and this is just gonna keep the 2x4 in place so it doesn't move. This is your edging tool. For nice clean cuts here, what we're looking for, boom, crisp cuts along the 2x4. We're just doing a nice straight line here, okay? See that? Boom. Nice. It's like the 2x4 is good for everything, hey? If you've got good eyes, by the way, you can eyeball this, right? A very fast way just to edge. You can also use a string line, different options. How easy is that? Now we dig. And once you have your nice, clean, crisp line, I am digging a trench now with my square head shovel. And for those of you that have rocks, you might want to go with a pointed one, right? Those are nice, clean cuts, hey? Okay, the soil is adding up. Now you might notice that for the trenching, I'm just using a simple garden trowel here. This is what I use for raised garden beds because it's the same diameter as the lumber, so it's easy, right? I also use this for concrete repairs, as you can see. Concrete all over that. Handy dandy. And if you have a warm heart, you're gonna want that warm wood at the front of your house where everyone can see it. Stone, we call it hardscape for a reason. It is cold. We do hardscape here on the channel. If you are new to using wood in the garden, a lot of people have been using it for a very long time, including the people that are sawing across the street. They're using wood. Why it's so popular is it softens the hardscape. All around us, we have paving, we have concrete, we have sidewalks, driveway. That is hardscape and it is cold. What does wood do? It warms it up. That's why I'm installing it and the people right across the street are installing it and they're installing it. Yeah, it's warm. People want warmth. Who likes wood around here? Guys, do you like wood? Yeah. Yes. Good attitude, gentlemen. Okay, I just came across the street now. We got cedar happening. Whoa, look at this. We have more cedar. Everyone likes wood around here. Luigi, why do people like wood?
Yeah, it looks very nice, looks fancy. Even the smell is awesome.
Hear that? It's fancy. Wood is fancy and it smells good. Yeah, it is fancy. I like that. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay.
All right, work. I gotta go back to work. Okay, and I've gone down about 4 inches here in both directions. See? And if you're wondering about the plants, these are existing boxwoods. They were reconfigured. They were in a hedge, straight hedgerow. I actually put them in a square to mix things up. All right, we got Purelator over there today. What is it, Purelator? Maybe he can play stream. That is our mail service here in Canada, and they were kind enough to help me plant this tree right there. It was too big for me. I tried to plant it on my own. I don't know, could get lucky, you never know. Now, anytime you do trenching, there's 2 different types of aggregate that I use the most. The first one is 3/4, and 3/4 just refers to the size of the aggregate. And notice that it's crushed. Both of these are crushed because they're more stable for leveling and for landscaping. Save the rounded stuff for the finished elements because it looks really pretty. Now the second choice that we have here is 1/4-inch limestone screening. What you need to know about that is it's great for leveling or for micro adjustments because it compacts really well. Okay, and your 1/4-inch here is great for leveling because it can be flattened out. We use this for retaining walls to level bases. All right, so cut to the chase. What can you use? In your trench, you can actually use both. I have them both on hand. Generally though, I usually use this just to level it out. Now we wanna take that, get it into your trench. All right, I would just pour it in, yeah? Not level, I'm just gonna. There you go, that's what you're looking for, 1/4-inch. It compresses really well with a sledge. You wanna get your level on there and check, yes, that's what we like to see. That right there is what you're looking for, nice and level. Let's go get our lumber, cut them up. Now our lumber is rated on the tag here. It says ground contact, which means pressure treated lumber can sit on the ground, but the ground has moisture. So this piece of wood here, ground contact, will not last as long as one that is sitting on aggregate. So we have drainage rock, quite simply, to make this last so much longer. So do you see here how one piece of lumber is already making those plants pop? And when the sod goes down, that contrast with the green and the green, it's really gonna make both your lawn and your plant beds pop. It's what it's all about. And then I got my second piece of lumber here. Time to move this one in. All right. Okay, whenever you're working with timbers, retaining walls, garden walls, edging, this is the end grain that's mill cut. I like to have all the mill cuts showing, and your cuts, I hide them, okay? So they're all consistent, right? Corners, I just use a framing square, right? It's those simple tools that are the best tools. Nice and square, that's what you're looking for. Corners, I'm using galvanized brackets with galvanized screws because the metals have to be the same, and that's just gonna hold our timbers together so they don't move. Okay. Remember our wood retaining wall, right? We're gonna tie that in. I'm actually gonna have to push that in, close the gap there, okay? There's some aggregate in the way. All right, let's keep this clean, okay? We'll hose that down. Let's go get some sod now, okay? If you have more aggregate, let's put it to use, right? Let's not waste anything. Just putting some extra gravel in behind so you can see what it looks like in a real garden, right? Throw down some topsoil, lay it out. So this lawn is actually sloped towards the garden bed edging. So this is the hill, and down there, let's take a look at the front. One of the things I think with garden bed edging, I think it's best if you keep it simple. Wood is stunning, it is beautiful, and I think we're gonna be seeing so much more of it in landscaping. Defines your beds and borders really beautifully in a warm and inviting way. And like Luigi says, hey, it's fancy. Works for me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.